Welcome to the Retro Gamer 365, where we are gaming every day, and it's been a while since I did a board game review. I am Professor Stu, and this is
Vice Principal Paddington.
Yes, and she's wearing an at-heart shirt. You should have subscribed to them too. But today we're doing Battleship Royale, and we already opened it, so we're not gonna cut open. So it was a Christmas present because everyone loves Battleship. And so this game, if you've never seen it before, this is a 4-player version of Battleship, and you can play with up to 6 players in teams of 3. I'm not sure how teams of 3 would work because people argue, but anyway, it's pretty fun.
Especially us.
So for some reason, they decided to make this plastic-free packaging, which is really stupid. But this is the game board, and the game board actually has parts underneath it. I think I'll lock it together. And so when you get this, they're not in there yet because the pegs come in little bags, but we already have them taken care of, and so they're in here, and it separates it nicely, so that's good. And everything stayed in place while we moved it, so that's also good. So how do you talk about these red cards?
Alright, so these red cards are all the different ships, and it shows which spaces they're on. And it has all the normal ones, like the aircraft carrier, the battleships, destroyers, and patrol boats, and it even has submarines on this game.
Yeah, so the submarines can actually be used in the advanced game with, you know, sonar and stuff to attack other people's ships, which, why wouldn't you play with the advanced game? It's always more fun. But the way this works is that every single one has a different set of coordinates on it, which we were wondering how that would work with them being, you know, not on the board itself. But they have the same coordinates for the cards, and you cannot match coordinates to a different card in there, so everyone is unique. But the cards fit into your slot like this, and you may wonder, wow, that's really weird. But the way it works is that you go through and you do a shot, and let's say we're dumb and we're gonna shoot our own ship. And so we're gonna say, hey, we wanna shoot D2. And I go, oh wait, we just shot our own ship. And so we find D over here on the board, which is this row, and I put in a hit peg right there in 2. And that means we go put a hit peg on R1. And once we get all done, you have all filled with these orange ones here, and it says it sinks, and then blow, blow, blow. Because you take the card out, you give it to the person who sunk your ship, and they get a bonus shot. And that's how you keep track of where they all are. But if you notice, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell this distance, I'm sure. These weird red pegs have holes in the top. And we looked at them and we're going, what in the world is going on here? And so the issue here is that when you have a submarine, the submarine can be under the other ships. So let's say, once again, that we have the aircraft carrier here at D2. And we have a submarine there also. So you shoot once and you hit one of them, and you shoot again and hit the second one, and they stack. And that's pretty snazzy. And they actually stay together, they do not fall out. That is really nice quality on that. I can't tell you how many Battleships games I've seen where they just fall out after you use them once or twice.
Or first try.
Yeah, that too. Especially if you get one of the off-brand ones, they tend to fall apart. But these ones, they're really nice. And this board is actually pretty thick plastic. I mean, I'm sure little kids could break it. I'm sure if you stood on it, you'd probably damage it, but it has reinforced pegs on the back. So that's nice, but these are stickers, so they will peel off if you're rough with it or get it wet. And there are plenty of these to go around for all 6 people, so you'd be happy with those. What would you like to say? I'd like to say, and then talk about the blue cards.
Okay, so the blue cards are more ships, including cruisers and some more patrol boats and other fun things.
Okay, how we show the cards. So here's a battleship card. There you go. Battleships take up 4 spaces. Destroyers take up 3. Cruisers also take 3. The aircraft carrier takes 5, which is nasty. But then you have the little dinky patrol boats, and they just take 2. And so if you notice, these ones are different colors than those ones. That's because these are for the basic game, and the red ones are for the advanced game. And so the red ones have subs, these blue ones do not have subs. So if you're playing with these blue ones, blue backs, don't mix them with the red cards. It'll cause you problems because then you will have the same ship in the same spot.
And that causes lots of problems.
Yeah, it causes more wee bit problems. So normally when you're playing Battleship, how does the game go, Bella?
You just take
Me,
turns.
Scarlet.
Paddington.
Whoever she is. Scarlet's over there. Whatever person this is next to me. Maybe I'll edit this out. Maybe not. Okay, so how does it normally go with Battleship?
You take turns.
Okay, you
One
take
player
turns
can
doing
hit.
what?
Picking a spot to hit.
Okay, you take a spot and you get one shot, right?
Yep.
So it's back and forth, one shot, one shot, one shot forever. In this game, you roll this die or drop it on the table. And so this die has several of each number, it has 2 of each one. You have 2 ones, 2 twos, and 2 threes on it. And if you're lucky, the other person will roll ones. If you're unlucky, they'll roll threes and you'll roll ones. But if you get a 3, you get 3 shots. If you roll a 1, you get 1 shot. And that can be very helpful because you can start getting 3 shots in on one ship and then, oh, your turn's over, the next person goes and they blow up the ship you've been shooting. That's very irritating. But that's the way it works in this one.
It can be highly entertaining though.
It can be, but once again, it can be really irritating to do that. And so, going back to the board here, this is 4 sections right here, and they're currently clipped together. I don't want to knock them out because I'll knock pegs everywhere. But they slide out, and they connect onto the sides of this blue ship part right there. And that's how you set up the game board. It has 4 of them around it. And so anyway, for quality on this, these pieces are actually very, very thick. I've seen lots of board games where you can push on the sides and it just collapses in. This is actually holding up to a good amount of weight. And these pegs, they're good enough I can poke you with.
And not bend them.
Yeah, and they stick together just fine. They all fit in the holes. They don't fall off when you fling them around. I mean, little kids will still lose them probably or shove them up their nose.
Or in their mouth.
Or each other's noses, stuff like that. But this one is actually very, very well made. However, the box is not. So you have decent quality plastic pieces, but you have the plastic-free packaging.
Which means a
It's
cardboard
cardboard.
box. That sucks.
I mean, this is slightly higher quality than a cereal box, but not much. This is not going to stand up to abuse. So if you have little kids that like to step on boxes, or dogs that do, or even worse, a cat, don't leave this where they can step on it because they will go right through this thing. But that being said, overall, this is a very well-made game, and it's very interesting. The instructions are literally 1 page folded in half. And half of it is the advanced mode directions instead of the regular directions. So that everything in red there is advanced, back page is advanced. Basic mode rules are just that little part in white there. So it's not a lot to go on here. But it's Battleship, everyone knows how to play Battleship.
Or at least you should.
There's just a few differences in this version. So is there anything else you'd like to say about this one?
Definitely a good game. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I definitely recommend buying this game. Very good quality and how it's made. Obviously the box, not necessarily the best quality, but the game itself is very well made. Just be careful with these cards because they're little cards. And you lose these cards or destroy these cards, you can't play. Simple as that. But with that being said, we definitely recommend buying this game.
Yep.
And playing with your friends. And blowing up their battleships.
And your family.
And watching a movie.
That too.
And we'll do the movie review on our other channel, on At Heart Ministries. We'll find out.
Some point.
So I guess with that, is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Nope.
Guess not. So thank you for joining us, and make sure you hit that subscribe, the notification, and the like button on this video, and make sure you are gaming every day. Have a good day. Bye.
See ya.
Now I have to walk all the way over there and push the button.
Yep. Why didn't you just put your phone over here?
Because I didn't want it to be in the shot, and I don't have a place to put it. It doesn't really matter how it fits in there.
I hadn't actually opened this yet. I hadn't looked at it. So you guys played it without me?
Yeah, because you were gone.
Since I
Because you're a loser.
that thing worked.
You're a loser. are.
As long as you don't break the ice from the plastic.
Yeah, it's actually very well made, but the unfortunate thing with how it's made is that you have to slide them under the side of it to get them in there.
Well, if you don't, you'll just break the box.
Yes. And you don't have to just do that for one of them, you do it all the way around.
I see that.
So go ahead and stop the video momentarily, and then we'll just go ahead and get the next one in place.
Which one are you next?
Go ahead and the Monopoly one, because we have to open that one.
Yeah. Since we already opened all the rebels.
So, stop and record. This one's